Turning up the volume on Whistler's biggest party, the World Ski and Snowboard Festival, today on The Express. On today's show, how has your season been for you?
The season's been great. I won both X Games and the European X Games and a few other contests, so it's been really good.
Hooking up with X Games Golden Girl Sarah Burke. Then more from the World Ski and Snowboard Festival on the Hill.
I prefer staying in the background and shooting from a distance, just natural what they're doing.
And how to make the most of this never-ending winter.
Whistler Blackcomb, she hides her secrets well.
Don't miss out on all this festival action today on The Express. Welcome to The Express on Shaw TV. I'm your host, Nicole Fitzgerald, and welcome to Canada's biggest free outdoor concert series. It's Go Big or Go Home here at the World Ski and Snowboard Festival in Whistler Village. The party continues on the Hill as well, where we meet Pemberton shutterbug Russell Dalby hard at work. Event photography. It may not be his favorite, but hey, it pays the bills.
I love snowmobiling. I like being out in the mountains and it's quiet and nobody around, no music and crazy people and weirdos, tourists.
Today is definitely not that day for Snowboard Canada magazine's staff photographer Russell Dalby. A far cry from the serenity of the backcountry, today the Pemberton shutterbug is shooting event photography for Monster Energy at the Dustin Craven's Fun Pipe Jam as part of the World Ski and Snowboard Festival celebrations.
Perks of event photography, I guess you get to go really close to the action. You get to go on stage for the concerts. And you get to drink for free, mostly.
Russell keeps his sense of humor about this style of shooting. Today, the Ontario native will probably shoot 1,000 photos for this bread and butter gig. A financial lifeline which enables him to spend more time orchestrating images such as this.
It takes good light, good snow, motivated snowboarder. If everything comes together, you can get a good photo, as long as you get good focus.
An entire day's shoot may result in only one image, sometimes none. But these are the photos that grace the pages of magazines and covers across the globe.
I just went to Switzerland a couple weeks ago. Before that I was in Newfoundland. Last year we went to Chile and Argentina and Sweden. And it's been a pretty good couple of years for traveling.
And now Russell's decade-long career is being showcased at the festival's Pro Photographer Showdown, a competition that pits 5 world-class photographers from around the globe against each other, each showcasing a 9-minute slideshow, Russell's an ode to snowboarding. Some
of the guys that do the slideshows are really serious and moody and dark and all that kind of stuff. And I don't have the photos to back that up, so I did mine more playful, I suppose.
Photos are quick and dirty today, but still Russell maintains his natural approach to photography, even in the pipe jam chaos.
I prefer staying in the background and shooting from a distance, just natural what they're doing. Whereas if I get right in their face, they have to make a funny face and be crazy, so I don't like doing that.
Keeping his photos real, right on the bell. From Whistler, I'm Nicole Fitzgerald for Shaw TV. Russell may be famous for his photography, but he's also been known to pen a few articles as well. Well, Dilated Peoples is just kicking off here at the World Ski and Snowboard Festival. This California hip-hop troupe is probably most famously known for its song called This Way, a collaboration with Kanye West. Next, meet a bunch of puppies who are looking for foster home. These aren't your average litter though. These little ones are making a big difference very soon.
This is a typical morning for Rhiannon Maberly and her dog, Umber.
He just comes with me everywhere. One of the great things about him being a blind dog is that he can, we go down to the Craven line at the market together, and he comes to the grocery store, he comes to work obviously. So that's great. So it's just very easy. Sit.
Rhiannon is Umber's foster mom. It's her job to prepare him to be a guide dog for the blind.
and that means getting him socialized, including taking him to work.
He really just adapts to whatever we're doing. So for summer where it's quiet, he knows to calm down a bit more. And if it's summer where it's a bit more active, like the grocery store, he knows he can walk around and sniff things and he's more active.
Really, they're expected to expose the dog to as much as possible in their normal daily lives.
Hi Ken, good to see you. Good, how are you?
Today, Rhiannon is meeting with Ken Hamilton to talk about the progress of the 3-month-old puppy.
To make sure the pup is online, really, to make a guide dog. Down. Oh, better. Yeah, much better, but we stay.
There are still spots available for foster parents to raise a puppy, but only for 12 to 18 months.
Obviously it'll be hard to give him back, but he's going to do something so amazing for somebody else, it's impossible to feel bad about that. So yes and no.
You're kept in touch with the pup's progress, and hopefully, ultimately, with the blind person who gets the dog. Umber, come. Good boy, come, yeah.
Ken says he tells people to treat the dog like a child who's leaving home.
They grew up, they went to college, they graduated, and they got a job. Your puppy's going to do exactly the same, just faster. He's going to do it within 2 years, really.
Rhiannon says raising Umber is even better than she expected.
It's been amazing. I think the feeling you get knowing that you're doing something that's really giving back is double-fold the love you get from a puppy that you had no idea how much you were going to love.
If you're raising a guide dog, you have to remember that old saying, if you love someone, you have to let them go. I'm Bianca Salterbeck in Vancouver for The Express.
Looking for a little puppy love? Just visit guidedogs.ca to find out more information. It is sensory overload here at the World Ski and Snowboard Festival. Music, arts, sports, and even a little stargazing.
Oh, come on! Go! We are live on stage. Everybody needs your back. I need y'all. Check it out, y'all. You're now rocking with the best.
How are you feeling about this year's festival?
I'm feeling good. We're getting some nice clear weather, so it makes it always a lot more enjoyable, and people are rolling into town now, so you can feel the energy of everyone. It's been fun so far.
Well, congratulations on the X Games. How has your season been for you?
The season's been great. I won both X Games and the European X Games and a few other contests, so it's been really good. It's nice to come back with new tricks and come back strong, so I'm very happy with it.
So skier superpipe is going to be added to the Olympic Games, Sochi 2014. Do you have your eyes on Russia?
Yes, definitely. It's something that we've kind of been working on for a while, so to hear the official word that it's in is so exciting, and it's definitely it's the goal. I'm keeping my eye on that prize and planning on being there for it.
Who are some of the Canadians that you'd like to see on your team?
Well, I mean, I love the team that we have going now with Roz G, Dustin Dory, Mike Riddle, and Matt Margetts, and then I think we're going to add a couple more people, so it'd be nice to see Kelsey Hansen, who's been having a good year, and Megan Gunning, who's young and thrown down, and Dan Yasley, and Noah Bowman. It goes on and on. We got a lot of good Canadians.
That's great to hear. Now, every year I see you here at the festival. What keeps you coming back?
It's just so much fun. It's nice that it's the last event of the year for us, and it's in Whistler, so there's endless things to do at night and during the day, and everyone's here just to have a good time on and off the hill. So it's always a lot of fun. It's amazingly well organized. They treat us so good here.
Love is love, Whistler. We are the Dilated.
Did you know that Sarah was celebrated by FHM magazine among the top 100 sexiest females in North America? Meet another local talent, Peter Smart, a revolutionary in ski instruction. Still to come, expert tips to get you off-piste.
Unless you have somebody who knows where it is, you're going to have a hard time finding a lot of the really good terrain.
And get hands-on with nature.
And getting their hands mucky, exploring and finding some of the creatures out there.
Community programming on Shaw has been generously sponsored in part by Artina's handcrafted Canadian jewelry, 387 Water Street in Gastown and Government Street in Victoria. You're watching Shaw TV.
This is my forest.
Whether your forest reaches the horizon or fits in the palm of your hand, Robert Bateman's Get to Know program hopes nature will inspire kids and teens to enter our contest. Show us how you see forests and the animals that call them home. Paint, sketch, take a photograph, make a video,
Sassin ma forêt.
or write about nature. Get outdoors, get inspired. Learn more about our contest at gettoknow.ca.
Welcome back to the World Ski and Snowboard Festival main stage in Whistler Village. I'm your host, Nicole Fitzgerald, and you're watching The Express. Living in the digital age of computers, cell phones, and iPads, it's more important than ever that kids connect with nature. A program headed by Robert Bateman is doing just that.
At the Campbell Valley Regional Park in Langley, kids are getting reacquainted with nature.
A bug is a bright color that might be poisonous. We were doing a pond study. We dipped and caught animals and then released them back.
The program was started by Robert Bateman, and what it's all about, it's essentially getting youth outdoors, into nature, to learn about their wild neighbors. There was a group of grade 1-2s, pond peeking, getting their hands mucky, exploring and finding some of the creatures out there.
Today's events are part of Robert Bateman's Get to Know contest launch. There are presentations from OWL, the Orphan Wildlife Rehabilitation Society, and Metro Vancouver, who are streaming this barnyard presentation to classrooms around the world.
Bateman Get to Know has been in place now for over 10 years.
Up to 18 at one point signed in, so each sign-in could be a school, it could be an organization.
But it's the really hands-on learning that can really stick with kids.
I think if we can bring a hands-on environment with the students actually seeing and doing, it connects that, the fact and knowledge brings them together more clearly and develops a greater understanding.
It's really important because you want the kids to know how important nature is so they don't litter or anything.
And the contest, which encourages kids to get to know nature through their artwork, does exactly the same thing.
There's so many values for connecting youth with nature because it gets them outside, it's health and wellness, it's outdoor recreation, and also getting to know wild neighbors and the wildlife. People learn more about the animals and the plants, so they learn how to care for them as well, and hopefully become stewards of the environment.
Because if you think if there's too many mice around, they're gonna...
I'm Erin Shaw in Langley for The Express.
See all the pictures of the different birds that we have, right?
All Canadians under the age of 18 are invited to submit a drawing to the Get to Know contest. The entry deadline is May 23rd. From wildlife to wild play to wild things, the wedding bells yell bottoms up this week.
Hi, I'm Aubrey.
And I'm Sarah.
And we are the Wedding Bells.
I just got engaged.
And I did not. We're on an adventure to plan the big day. Different drinks are used to mark different occasions. Champagne to celebrate, beer to barbecue. For Sarah's wedding, we met mixologist Jacob Sweetapple at the Fairmont, educating us in how to create custom cocktails for her big day.
Signature cocktails, which is kind of this thing that people have at weddings now, which I love the idea. So I want a bride drink and a groom drink.
When you are going to design a drink for someone, do you ask them what alcohols they like, or do you just get a feel for who they are?
Definitely like their likes and dislikes. So whether they're very, outdoorsy.
I really like things girly. My ring is pink. I like everything pink.
Okay, maybe not outdoorsy, but Jacob knew what to do.
We're gonna do a sparkling cocktail. Served in a champagne flute. It is summertime. We've got access to amazing fresh berries. We've all had those cocktails that are too sweet, and we've had those ones that are too sour. So getting a nice even balance makes for a nice drink.
This is just so neat because it's a whole other experience for your guests to have a custom cocktail. It's not just your go get a beer.
And I believe the wedding's in California, so we're going to use a little Californian brut.
Ta-da!
It's so pretty.
And now to name it. The pink crinoline. And Sarah taste tested over and over and over again.
Cheers.
And now for the groom's drink.
I want to do a surprise groom's corner at the wedding where we have a bar set up where we're going to serve whiskey and they're going to smoke cigars.
I've actually just worked on a cigar-infused scotch for a new cocktail.
That sounds like it wouldn't taste good.
So how do you do an infusion?
We cut down the middle of the cigar and we let it soak in a jar with a scotch sealed airtight for a couple of hours, and then we strain all the tobacco leaves back out. A good friend of mine said the other day that some of the best cocktails come from accidents. So.
Or from 5 in the morning when all you have left. You're like, wait a minute, what do we have? Okay, maybe just 3 in the morning.
Oh, bride and groom.
This is called the Smoking Noble.
It's good because it's really sort of sweety fruity at the beginning, and then the Scotch hits you right at the end.
And you can
It's
smell the
nice.
smokiness almost.
Yeah, on the back end.
And then it was time to make a drink for the wedding bells. I'm a little bit more of a dirty martini, cracking a beer can kind of girl.
And I like hymns and wine.
We're going to take it into the sort of the premium range of products, and I was thinking of using all French.
Mais oui, je pense que c'est une bonne idée.
Some beautiful cognac. We're going to use some beautiful botanical chartreuse made by the monks and an infusion of about 130 different herbs and spices. Secret to the rest of the world.
Similar to the Da Vinci Code. Ooh. And voila.
So good.
All three drinks were amazing, and we named our drink
La Belle.
La Belle.
When you translate it means the beauty.
No matter where my guests end up in the world, if they have this drink, they'll always be at my wedding.
For Shaw TV, we're the wedding bells.
I'm guessing a few cocktails have been toasted here at the World Ski and Snowboard Festival as well, especially at Araxi. Congratulations. Araxi recently received the accolade of Best Whistler Restaurant from both Vancouver Magazine and Georgia Strait Golden Plates. Well, stay tuned, we got more action coming your way. After the break, as the old saying goes, if at once you don't succeed, try again.
You go where you want to go and do what you want to do. It's a great way to be, it's a great way to live your life.
The Easter Seals 24-hour relay sends kids with disabilities to camp.
Please help these kids by signing up for the 24-hour relay now.
Make a difference. Register at 24hourrelay.com.
Since 1971, the Nature Trust of British Columbia has been dedicated to helping conserve habitat of ecological significance. It has been said that we don't inherit the earth from our ancestors. We borrow it from our children. The Nature Trust of British Columbia, keeping BC beautiful.
Welcome back to the Express on Shaw TV. I'm your host, Nicole Fitzgerald, and the sun has finally come out here at the World Ski and Snowboard Festival. It's been a long winter, so why not warm up with this week's road trip and take a dip in the hot springs?
Travel along with us on the Quality Assured Collision Road Trip as we explore the many marvelous attractions and activities of beautiful British Columbia.
The Kootenays offer spectacular scenic views, and there's no better way to take in the breathtaking scenery of the picturesque Kootenay Lake than from the warmth of one of the many Kootenay hot springs. This week's road trip takes the plunge into Ainsworth Hot Springs. During the 1880s, miners flocked to Ainsworth for the silver mines. Now the miners have all gone and the hot springs take center stage. Every year, over 100,000 visitors from all over the world take the side trip to the Ainsworth Hot Springs.
But it is mostly destination because of the location. The highways, we're not on a major highway, so yeah, it's just happens that way.
One of the most unique features of the Ainsworth Hot Springs is the cave. The 150-foot horseshoe cave is where the water first enters the hot springs at 117 degrees Fahrenheit. Mineral waters fall from the roof of the caves, providing a natural steam bath and creating stalagmites and stalactites throughout.
It was sometime in the 20s, apparently. There was a realization that something had to be done. There was a bit of a fold in the tufa, if you will, which appeared to be a cave, which is approximately where the cave on the right goes in now. And there were miners, and one gentleman, Mr. Shradden, took it upon, or was hired, I believe, to dig out the caves, and it was no big feat for miners. This is quite soft material.
The odorless water found in the pools is said to offer purifying qualities as well as help to melt away the stress of city life.
There's a zinc content in the water. It's very small, but it is great for you know, making your skin clear, if you will. It's very effective plus apparently there's some lithium, which is supposed to be nature's tranquilizer, so you're supposed to be very peaceful.
Located just over an hour's drive from the West Kootenay Regional Airport, Ainsworth Hot Springs is a truly unique Kootenay destination. For Shaw TV's Road Trip in Ainsworth, I'm Jennifer Waldy.
Entertaining and informative, the Quality Assured Collision Road Trip. Weekends on Shaw TV. Always something new and exciting.
Who needs to travel when mountain bike season is just around the corner here in Whistler? Instead of skiers, fat tires are going to be making their way through Skiers Plaza. The Whistler Mountain Bike Park opens on May 20th. And here's another local scoop.
Later on in the show, these two planked explorers come with secrets.
We're out there looking around all the time, wanting to go experience that for ourselves and pass it on to our clients.
Looking for the lowdown on animal care? Ask the experts, the Squamish SPCA and WAG in Whistler. We got some adorable adoptables coming your way.
And thanks for visiting the Squamish SPCA. Here's some adoptable animals. So this is Hobo. He's approximately 10 years old. He has a very sad story to tell, so come in and ask our staff and we can tell you. He is a neutered male, super affectionate and quiet, would make a lovely companion for a senior. Loves to lay in the sun and eat and sleep. So this is Swagger. He is about 5 years old. He's a neutered male, a little camera shy. He's very sweet and outgoing, not a huge fan of the other cats. Probably would prefer an indoor-outdoor home, considering he was a stray and outside for a while. But he's a very affectionate, nice little boy. And handsome.
Welcome to WAG in Whistler. This afternoon I am showing you a few wonderful puppies that we have for adoption. They are almost 4 weeks old now, so they'll be ready to go to their forever homes in about 4 weeks. What they are is a mystery. They are purebred mutts, but they are very loving, very sweet, and very fun. We have Cookie, who is the proud mother of 3 beautiful little kittens. Cookie is a chocolate tortoiseshell Siamese cross. And her kittens look like they have a little bit of that and maybe some tabby in it. So if you're looking for a beautiful Siamese, she's absolutely the perfect one for you. And I think her kittens are going to be very similar to her.
Love pets, love animals. The SPCA and WAG are always looking for volunteers to care for the Sea to Sky's cutest residents.
Did you know that the government only funds 1.5% of the operating costs for the SPCA? Donations are always needed. You can take advantage of their monthly automated giving program. Next, our incredible winter continues. Whistler Blackcomb has experienced record-breaking snowfalls this year. So how do you savor all that pow? Learn how to ride it.
Whistler Blackcomb, she hides her secrets well.
Pillowy powder, bumpy terrain, off-piste skiing is a far, thigh-burning cry from groomed runs. This skier's gold is often hidden away around a rock or tree gap.
Unless you have somebody who knows where it is, you're going to have a hard time finding a lot of the really good terrain.
And that's why guests from around the world sign up for extremely Canadian steep ski clinics on Whistler Blackcomb Mountains. Guides like Derek Foose open up mountains of possibilities with 8,000 plus acres of terrain and 5,000 feet of vertical to navigate.
I've been skiing here for 15 years, and I'd say the first 5 years I spent the majority of my time hopelessly lost, hanging off trees, climbing down cliffs, but learning everything, every in and out of every bowl and every zone. And I went through all that so you don't have to.
Pro skier Peter Smart founded the two-day steep skiing clinic 16 years ago, making his ski bum way of life legit. One of North America's top 100 instructors revolutionized ski instruction, with the clinic focusing on mountain exploration, as well as technical and tactical skill building for intermediate and expert skiers.
Quite often people come to our clinics thinking, oh, extremely Canadian steep clinics, I'm gonna have to jump off cliffs and go off cornices and do all that stuff. And the reality is, it's not the best way to build your confidence. Quick ankle moves.
But technique is the right kind. An avid ski school student of 10 years, I knew how to navigate groom runs, but not necessarily powder. Instead of a small group class, I opted for a private one-on-one.
So what we're gonna work on today is helping you to get to ski in tighter areas, in the trees, steeps, couloirs, things like that. One of the key things we need to do is be really quick on our feet. And how we do so is by using our ankle to flex and extend.
Soon we were putting my new learned techniques into the trees. Skiers are explorers with Extremely Canadian. Off-piste comes with a lot less restrictions.
You go where you want to go and do what you want to do. It's a great way to be, it's a great way to live your life. Extend your feet and your ankles into the direction you want to go. All right, let's go.
And Peter brings a lot of life to his clinics.
Yeehaw!
Career highlights include forerunning the Men's World Cup downhill 5 times with a giant camera strapped to his chest for Warren Miller Films, and stunt skiing for the blockbuster hit Hot Tub Time Machine. But his top resume pick?
Skiing powder every year here at Whistler Blackcomb, I have to say.
An extreme passion, an extremely Canadian one that benefits the masses.
We're out there looking around all the time, wanting to go experience that for ourselves and pass it on to our clients. Both feet at the same time.
From Whistler, I'm Nicole Fitzgerald for Shaw TV.
Good job.
The Extremely Canadian Ski Clinic season isn't over yet. They're going to be hosting a ski clinic in Argentina this August. Just visit their website for details. Well, there is nothing like listening to live music, and there's a lot more incredible festivals coming up.
Surffest returns with a star-studded lineup. Cuba Ohms and the Velvet Revolution, C.R. Avery, and Los Furios. Check out the Big John Bates Grind Show Friday, May 6th at the House Sound Brewing Company. All proceeds benefit the festival. Base Coast packs in the BC Day long weekend. 50-plus DJs, 3 stages, 1 white sand beach. Truly a musical sit-in with talent spinning morning, noon, and night. A new music fest comes to Whistler. Jazz on the Mountain showcases 22 performers and 30 shows for 3 days. Free performances will be featured throughout Whistler Village, with ticketed events at My Millennium Place. Live music and dancing is also on the playbill at the revived Freakers Ball. Formally insane and insanely formal. Pull out your best retro tux with ruffle shirt for this Whistler Museum fundraiser.
Nothing beats it. Great music, good friends, and one legendary party. And that wraps up this week's show here at the World Ski and Snowboard Festival in Whistler. If you'd like to see our story idea on the Express, drop us a line at sea2sky@shaw.ca. You can also get our show on YouTube. Just search Shaw TV Whistler. Join us next week. It's Rock Bar Rock Star in Squamish. It's the Sea to Sky Idol. So until then, from all of us here on Shaw TV, thanks for watching.
Nicole Fitzgerald's wardrobe provided by Peak Performance. Hairstyling by The Loft Salon. And makeup provided by Beauty Mark.
POV camera, courtesy of Contour.
While filming on the mountain, parking provided by the Fire Rock Lounge.
Shaw has your district updates. Mayor Greg Gardner happily accepted a $1.2 million check on behalf of the District of Squamish for the Gravel Removal Flood Protection Project. This project will provide additional flood protection for the community. Pemberton is committed to becoming carbon neutral by 2012. Consultants are asked to submit their qualifications to undertake a municipal greenhouse gas emissions reduction plan. Know what's going on around your town? Squamish Council meetings take place on the 1st and 3rd Tuesday of every month, starting at 6 p.m. at the Squamish Municipal Hall. You can also catch them right here on Shaw TV. Tune in Thursdays at 9 p.m. Whistler Council meetings also take place the first and third Tuesday of every month, starting at 5:30 p.m. at My Millennium Place in Whistler. Watch Council Saturday at noon here on Channel 4 as well. Pemberton Council meetings are held the first and third Tuesday of every month at Council Chambers located at 1350 Astor Street, just above the Fire Hall. The first Tuesday at 7 p.m., the second Tuesday at 9 a.m.